Oh boy, guys, I gotta say, I'm kind of excited. This box just flown in 10 pounds, 10, count them, 10.
That's a lot.
Pounds of game just sitting here in this lovely box. So we ready to dive into this?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
All right. So we had a couple copies flown in special ahead of the boats just so we could bring this to you live at RecCon. And you are seeing this. I'm seeing this for the first time. Dan and TC have already seen this. They know what's in here. I have no idea.
Well,
It's still exciting. It's still exciting. And especially exciting to see someone else experience it for the first time.
I am chomping.
I've had to talk about this for like 6 years. It's ridiculous.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay,
Oh, it's so shiny.
no fluff in the box. That's 10 pounds of goodness right there. Yeah, a little
Look at
shine.
those pristine corners.
I
Love
know.
it.
You know, that doesn't always happen when you get things shipped in by air. But we got lucky. All right. Like, there's
And
no.
that's no joke. That's literally just opening it up.
Yeah. What you don't understand is I've known this is coming, and I'm like, I've just been chomping at the bit waiting for it. I'm super excited.
Oh, look at
There's
this.
some
I
UV
appreciate the
before you
shine.
open it. There's
Yeah.
there's some UV on the lightning. If you can go shimmer it back and forth. I don't know if we can see that on the camera, but the lightning bolt in the top has some UV shine to it, which is pretty exciting.
Yep, I like it. The label does too. Oh, so good. So
Can we
good.
see the back of the box?
Yeah, let's do that before, because this is the last time. See, Dan, I know you're here for a reason. There we go.
You're so excited to open it, and I love the enthusiasm.
I really am. So you know what? Before we really dive in, I think actually let's take a quick moment because I'm super excited. Yes, our names are on the screen, but let's kind of just tell everybody who we are and our relationship to the project. So my name's Chris Whiphand. I work for Renegade Events, and I'm just a huge fan first. Above me, Dan, why don't you introduce yourself and what role you had in this game?
Yeah, so my name is Dan Bojanowski. I'm a producer at Renegade, and I was the producer on this project, which is just kind of shepherding all the various aspects from the, help working with TC, working with the artists and the design, the production people and editors and everyone along the way, just making sure things move along smoothly. This project goes way back from like my first days. I've been with Renegade for like 4 years now, and this goes back to one of my first travel with Renegade was to an Unpub event where I met TC for the first time, and that's where he showed me the game and fell in love with it right away. It was ambitious, it was crazy, and it was something we had to do. But it took us a long time to get here.
Now, that wasn't the infamous meeting that TC had with Scott where he just goes, no, you don't want this game, right?
No, that was actually, this was after that. Scott already kind of prepped me a little bit and said, I want you to just play this game. So they had already had that initial meeting, but yes, that was like a year later, maybe.
All right. Excellent. And if you want to test a producer, you make them do this game, I think is the answer.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. And that other voice you hear is TC. You kind of have a little something to do here.
I am the game author. The product inventor. My father's work, I've been working on it for a long time. It's awesome game design. It has all the things that I love about Victorian era horror, and I just wanted to package that all up into a nice horror-y, comical, historical melange. And that's what this is. So complex. You can see right on the back too, which I love this. It's like because this is the little things that you can do whenever you're not like especially worried about like retails, because like we've got nothing on the back that's like explaining what the game is.
No.
It's like perfectly clean, like because you're buying when you're getting this Kickstarter copy and you're getting the Renegade copy, you're just getting from Renegade itself. Like
Yeah.
there is no other way to get it. So it's like you see those 3 on the back, like those are the 3 different scenarios that are represented in the game, and above is just all the different experiments that that are put in there.
Really,
It's super cool.
The box doesn't have to sell you off a shelf. That's not the job this time around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
TC,
pretty awesome.
can you, in addition to being the game designer, you kind of alluded to this, but you're also the writer of the masterwork that is My Father's Work. Across these 3 scenarios, can you give us an idea, a rough like word count for what the word count for the scenarios would be that you've put into this?
Yeah, I think now we're coming in at 160, 170,000 words for across all 3 scenarios. So basically that means if you do some sort of things, a standard novel is about 80,000 ish is average. But hey, technically they're all 3 novels. All 3 of them are novels because they all fit past that novella point. But yeah, a lot of words, a lot of stuff going on in these games, and a lot of branching paths to explore.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean that's really whatever. Who cares? Throw humility out the window. I just want this to be like the Frankenstein experience for people. Like I want people to go, this is what I think of when I think of Frankenstein. I think of My Father's Work, and so hopefully this encompasses that and holds up that legacy, because that is a tall order, and I hope this lives up to that. Yeah, and that's Damien Mamalidi on the cover, and just excellent.
All right. So we're digging in here. We have a nice.
But you can't even see it. You got to like feel it with your fingers.
You
it's
do.
the nice material.
But it's
that
not
rule book
the,
is a thicker, like linen finish, nice material than we normally would ever use.
Yeah, but it's not like the
mats.
slippery stuff that, like Wingspan did that, right? But it was a little more slippery. This feels, TC, matte. This definitely feels very tactile. Like I don't feel it's not slick or slippery. I really like it. Nice, hefty weight. Not too bad. This is, it's what, 25 pages of rules and notes. It's not too bad.
Yeah, if it was for the game that size, you're kind of probably expecting a bigger rule book than that. So that's pretty good. But most of those things are going to be in the app itself. It'll guide you along.
Excellent. And then we have the Chronicle. Now, the Chronicle it's 3-ring. It's bound with the spiral bind, so it can lay flat, right?
Yeah, and you got that gold foil on the front too.
Embossed.
before you, embossed gold foil. Look at that.
Wow.
Heirloom quality right there.
Wow.
So this is an heirloom quality game. You're going to pass this down to your next generation.
And the one after that.
And the one after
and the one, yep. And it better be the one after that. Yep.
Exactly.
So TC, can you explain what is the Village Chronicle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So as Chris is flipping through pages and showing off some stuff, like this is basically the game board for the game. You're going to notch this once he gets in a little deeper, right? You're going to see like the actual board pieces, and you're going to notch this into the board, and it'll sit flat, and you can just place your pieces on it. As you play, you can see right there, like this is the time of war scenario. There's all 3 scenarios are included in this book, and you just turn to the page that you want to or that the app will tell you to go to. So as the game goes on, you're moving to different pages. It's pretty nuts. So unlike most worker placement games, this has a little bit of variability, and you're not going to be left in the lurch when you get to those pages that only have a few different places to go. You can always overlap with other players. You just pay a little more.
And you might not stay in there very long, right? Like that just might be a shorter round or a shorter component, because this guy's there's a lot in here. You get a lot of boards. That's impressive.
Yeah,
I love the
double-sided.
finish. Love the finish.
Yeah.
So in a box that's 10 pounds, one of the things that my brain instantly goes is that there's going to be a stack of chipboard like this thick in here that I have to deal with. And
But
I have to
it's
say,
not.
I'm pleasantly
No.
surprised there's 2.
Yeah. There's
Wow.
not. Those are the main components, but yeah, we're about to get into the good stuff.
That's no fun.
Those are great. Yeah, those are great. I love those, but
So those are
yeah,
estate
not the good
tiles.
stuff.
Those are on the chipboard. Those are estate tiles that you'll use to upgrade your estate with things like moats and kennels and extra rooms and things that go around the outside.
Oh yeah, and if you flip over the one on the back, the one that you're holding on the back, you've got some of your vanity estate upgrades have special art for them.
Oh, look at that. Good call. Then I like it.
In-game points, so you can kind of flip it over, have a nice little pretty thing in front of you,
Yeah.
and then score points at the end.
I like it.
Nice.
Yeah. You can see some of the pretty artwork on here. It's really nice. Kind of like the embalming station. That's really, or surgical theater as
the operating theater.
So these player boards, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Gotta love the dual layer player boards.
Dual layer. We got the nice spots for I'm going to assume are cubes that go up here, and then all those rooms you were talking about, they go
upgraded.
here. Right?
Yeah, they were cubes originally, but in the Kickstarter, we upgraded them to nice shaped wooden pieces that are unique per player.
Yes. Oh, I'm excited now. Because I remember with like the early stuff I saw, it was just like, just put cubes up there. Cubes are fine.
And now, and as you're going through this, like one of the key things too from the Kickstarter was adding a different player color to each of the maps, so you can kind of see there's some different color schemes. There's the estate itself is different, but each of the little laboratories is slightly different.
Yeah, and all
the art,
the rooms different. Are all different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Those are
I particularly like the purple
colors.
one.
Yeah, the purple one's wicked. It's nice. The pentagram in the basement is just a selling
dark
point.
blue, purple. It's really close. It's like right on the edge of those two colors. But I actually love the player colors too in this game too. They're very nice, and we're about to get into them, but like nice and colorblind friendly, and just oh god, and that's so thick. You've got the space.
This is our board, correct?
Oh, you got a puzzle. It's a game within a game.
Okay. All right, I see what's
going on. Quick 5-piece puzzle.
So TC mentioned that the game board was the Village Chronicle book, but it's that with this. This is got your score track around the outside. It's got several other tracks. The along the top is the creepy track. At the bottom that Chris just put in there, that's the insanity track. It has double-sided flips for different generations, and then the book will slot right into where that line is. So you flip to the appropriate page. Nope, you leave. You don't slide it in like that. You just put the.
Oh, look at that!
There you go.
And the rings just hold it in place. You don't have to.
The rings just hold it right where it needs to be, and that's a seamless picture of our village, river running through it.
I like it.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Very
so
cool.
you could, that's for this line. I mean, you want to do that, but that's quickly going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, and you'll see it and once you drop it in though, it's pretty easy. It's like
and it's nice and solid. All right. Sweet. Dig that. Player boards are awesome.
Onto the game trays.
I think we have to make some room here. That's the
game trays outdid themselves, especially with some of the things, and I'll note some of the stuff. I mean, even Dan will note, I'm sure, some of the difficulties and also the solutions for this. So you're just digging in. Look at that.
Well, it's a lot easier to kind of talk about like the couple layers we have, right? So this is on top. And then we have this awesome guy that lives down here. And then we have, these are the story boxes because I recognize those pictures from the back of the box, right?
Yep.
Awesome. All right. So let's open these up real quick. So the top one here,
let me give a little bit of a note. If you the top on this, Game Trays did an excellent job. There's a bunch of like weird knobs sticking up on the tray lid, and that was designed so that that puzzle piece board could fit in any number of different ways. There's not necessarily a perfect way. Like, it can fit multiple ways so that it's kind of dummy proof. So you can just kind of put it in there and it should work.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And those little knobs hold it in place so it doesn't bounce around.
Right. And it just kind of, and it helps maintain that height so things don't flop around either.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. Can I tell you, just like at first glance, these figures, I'm not going to touch them yet, but they look metal. They really do.
Yeah.
Right?
That is cool.
It really, that finish, I love it, because especially with a game like this, when you're trying to get a gloomy atmosphere,
yeah.
It just looks
we did. This was one of the stretch goal upgrades during the Kickstarter, was this paint wash on these minis to give that extra black look
good.
in the nooks and crannies, to give those shadows. Makes it look really great, even if they're not painted. And if you want to paint them, more power to you. I'm sure they'll look great. But I think even without painting, these look wonderful.
Yeah, it's pretty. I'm just super impressed by how they do. They really look like metal. I think, a wash is just what people need 90% of the time. That's it.
Yeah, just a little wash.
That's it. All right.
But yeah,
so what are these?
Six unique molds. You've got 6 different characters. You can also, you can make them. You can fit them into you're about to open up a box here that goes with it, or open up a bag, and those include the bases. And so basically, during the game, you're going to have 6 different pieces that you're going to be moving around, and so you can compose. If you're not playing with, like, depending on who you're playing with, if you're playing less with 4 players, you could mix and match and have different ones, but you can decide who you want to be what role. We've kind of set them up so that it's like, you look at the top, you've got caretaker, then you have a female scientist, non-binary scientist, male scientist, and then 2 servants. And you can flip-flop them any way you want to. It helped to have at least a standard set so that you kind of get that. But other than that, yeah, you're good to go.
They're awesome. So we also have, let's do the rings first, because these are what help kind of, you clip them to the base, correct? And we just have our player colors. So what are the different shapes all about?
TC? What?
Sorry. I was just blanking. Yeah, the different shapes are the different pieces you have during the course of the game. Okay. So you have your self piece, and that is the hexagon one. Yeah, there you go.
That guy?
Boom. So if that's what you choose to be yourself, that's your self piece now.
Okay.
And those are pretty, and those are standard size bases.
Stay put.
The square ones that you're looking at there, that is your caretaker pieces. So whichever one you choose to be as one of your caretakers, you put into that base, and then that's the people that work in that. Too scary to leave your estate. They work in your estate only. And then the other ones are your spouse and your town. The circle one, and the spouse is the one with the little circle with the little dots on the side.
So that one.
Yeah. And those basically work the same way. The servants and spouse work the same way, other than the spouse, every now and then there'll be something that calls it out specifically.
Right. I tell you what, I've played other games with rings on the bases. Good job, Dan, getting such a nice positive lock on these. That is fabulous.
Thank you. That was not an easy task. I will be honest that we went through many rounds of revisions, and I tugged on them and broke many minis pulling them off because it was too tight, and some of them just fell off right off the bat. We went through many rounds to get that fit just perfect. So thank you. I'm happy with it as well.
And
that's super good.
The problem is when you're using different types of materials that, trying to get them to size correctly and the same. I know that's a challenge for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But I think these are super cool. Like, I think that'll just really help you, like, just kind of, like, it's great to just have options.
Yeah.
So as players, you can mix and match as you see fit.
Yeah, and I think that, you kind of said it right up front, is like it's a story, and it's also your story. So you're just giving more tools to play that story, right? Which I love. All right, so then we have let's open up the chunky bag, because these I love good chunky wooden bits. So let's see, what do we...
All right. So these are kind of miscellaneous bits here. So if you look at the tray, Chris, you see that in the top right, there are 4 like wells. Yep. Those are for player colors. So if you would put each of the rings of each color in those, you're going to be adding other elements to each of those based on the player colors.
Great.
Perfect.
So you didn't know you were getting a how to put your game away guide. Cool.
So right. I can see at the top there's purple and black, those 4 pieces. You mentioned the journal cubes. These are what upgraded into, these are the journal markers for each player color. So we've got a suit of armor there.
Yeah, and
those move along the journal track.
Cube size space
have
at
the little
bottom.
Cube bottom. And then the black ones are these really cool looking gargoyles. I love the gargoyles.
They are cool. You fan of the cartoon at all, Dan?
No, I've not actually seen it. I probably should sometime.
They're very cool. All right, and then the rest here are just, let's see, we have...
Those are miscellaneous markers that are going to go into that bottom right section. There's your Angry Mob marker, your Creepy Track tokens. Oh, the Creepy Track tokens are color-coded, right? The ones with the Frankenstein, those are player colors. So those would go in the player colored bins.
I like the flame. Flame with the pitchfork, that's the Angry Mob.
That is the Angry Mob token, yes.
Yeah.
We're coming for you. Oh, and then those little balls there, that's your score track marker that goes around the score track. So that's player color based. And then I think that's a first player marker.
Yep. Nice just bones around the outside. I like that.
Yeah.
It looks like a wreath, but it's kind of a creepy wreath. So, knowing what I now know, I know that...
I bet you can do this one from here.
Right? So we have these awesome skull tokens. So these are the white players.
Because everyone needs a skull on a pedestal.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Absolutely. And then these nice chalices. Chalices? Chalices? Chalices?
Chali?
Chali? Yes, you shall. Awesome. They look great too. All right, so then we have a generation marker. I mean, these are nice and chunky. Like we. All right, and then we got books and explosion.
Okay, so you got that last marker. That's the suspicion marker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goes next to the Angry Mob token, but that's fine. And then these are called your storybook tokens. And this was an upgrade during the Kickstarter campaign to get those from punchboard to wood. And I think that's wonderful. Makes them feel really nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. Should fit nicely in there.
And the only thing that's missing on this tray there is that right next to the Angry Mob token, that is for your yay and nay tokens, which are punchboard. But you don't have to put those in, but that's for your voting. When you vote for things, you go yay and nay.
Gotcha. So that's these guys down here.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent.
Very cool.
You didn't come to watch me punch a game. We came to break this out. So
unless you punch them as fast as possible, that's content.
So here's a quick question. While I get out the next piece, how do you punch board? Because you will cringe. Yeah, you do it like how my wife does it. TC. You just pull the
playing a piano.
One more thing, Chris. You'll notice those cards you have with your right hand.
Yes.
Those are the player aid cards, and those go right in the bottom right. They sit in that well to cover those and keep that on a lid very nicely. Those are very handy for use in the game, to the icons, the turn sequence, and everything. But those go right in the bottom right of that tray and hold all that stuff in very nice.
Okay, I like it.
I
We won't cover that.
I am. But the true answer to that punch board question is it depends on immediately when I open the box, because you can tell like when you open this one and you look at the punch board tokens on this,
Right.
you will immediately tell that you could just go brink and you'd be fine.
Right, because
but if you open up certain games, you're like, this
punch rip.
disaster. Yeah, so it depends on the quality, and this is just really fine. It's really awesome.
So I heard the best way to do it, to finish up the segment before we move on, because this is just all goodness inside here, is to push them from the backside, and the backside is so a punch comes down and it rounds out the top, and if you punch it from the back, you have less risk of tear out. But like you say, you don't have to worry about it with these. These boards are good. All right, so we have our
This
Boss
is my
logo.
favorite tray in the whole box. This is awesome.
The nice Boss logo on here. This is gorgeous.
Yeah, I was telling Chris earlier that sometimes when I'm having a bad day at work and I'm stressed out, I just pull out this tray and just look at it. Just feel the bits, feel the components.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel better.
My goodness. Wow.
Just like, we can do this someday.
And there are no seams. There is not. I cannot see a seam in the bottom. I can't see a seam up a side. And nothing.
I've never inspected it, but I also want to put in like some glowing liquid and stuff whenever I get mine.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm excited to see what people do with it. Those are chemical resources. So those are a resource that you will gain throughout the course of the game, and then you'll spend them on various experiments and whatnot. So it's just a resource that you have for chemicals.
All right. So we have these nice acrylic cubes, right?
Yep, and that was an upgrade that a backer recommended upgrade during the campaign. Those were standard wood cubes, and they said, "Can't we make those acrylic and look a little bit nicer?" So we said, "Sure," and there they are.
So then we have our coins here on the side. Ooh, these are chunky.
Yeah,
yes, these are metal coins. Very good.
Yeah.
We have two denominations.
How do you get?
These are the ones.
Yeah, and these are chunky. Like these have some real heft. These aren't like a penny weight. They're like 50-cent piece weight and penny size. Yeah.
Nice.
So the 5s are going to be even more chunky. Because they're bigger, and that's how science works.
Yes.
That's satisfying as all get out. And I love the artwork on these too.
I'm a huge fan of the dark wash too. Like just they make the coins stand out. Like just that they are so finished with that black in the background, so you can see it's like it just makes it stand out. It makes it dark. I don't know. It just fits the mood really well.
Can't go wrong with snakes and skulls there.
Right. Daniel, yeah, there are other friends of ours who would be happy to see snakes and skulls on everything, for sure.
Yeah,
Love it.
Nice. All right, now I kind of buried the lead a little bit because these gears, they look amazing. It's not going back in the bag. Look at these.
It's not going back in the bag. Yeah.
Yeah, and
they're different.
Three different styles of gears in there.
Man.
And they got a nice copper patina to them. I don't know if I used that word correctly, but
yeah, or patina. Apparently, you say if you're in England.
Oh, I see.
I know.
But yeah, those are super cool. And again, these are just like those bottles. This is a resource that you'll earn if you're doing a certain like mechanical experiments, and earn them and spend them and play with them when it's not your turn. Yeah,
they again. What I love is that, from the wash to the washes on the coins, it has I don't want to say an old feel, but it has like a feel that it's been around, right? It's been played and used. Right. And I think that's huge. Aminals.
Yeah. If only we could have figured out a way to make the vacuum trays all wood.
It's called routing and CNC is what it's called.
This 20-pound package.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So these are animal resources, and there are 15 unique animal resources. They all do the same thing. They just function as an animal, but there are 15 unique ones. We got frogs and bats and elephants and sharks
and printed on both sides, which, you know, again, you didn't have to do that. You could have just.
I know. I don't understand this one. I think it was because I had in my prototype, I had like all the different types of animals that I could think of. And it's like, it just made its way down into this.
That's exactly it, TC. And I was going to point that out, is that in TC's prototype, over the years, he had, you know, metal coins, he had little bottles, he had little like rubber animals, you know, he had all this stuff. And it was so much fun to like, it made the experience that much better that when I sat down to say, you know, start producing this and putting it on paper, I was like, at first I was like, okay, well, let's do punch board, you know, tokens and stuff for all this. And I was like, no, let's make it awesome. And, you know, this is going to be a premium experience. This is not going to be a $60 game or a $50 game. This is going to be a big box experience. And we want it to be premium. So that's why all of these bits are kind of as cool as we could make them.
And you did it again with the coffins and the multiple different types, right?
Yeah, these represent bodies, is what the resource is called. So these are the resources for the bodies, and I believe there's
Parts.
4 different designs on those.
Resource management. Yep. It's a body's a resource. You could have just been. I see what you mean. This tray is just a tray of happiness. It
is, and it's very functional too, because this is designed to sit on the table while you're playing, and just be something that people can take resources from, pass it around, etc. So yeah, it's functional and beautiful.
And I always like this kind of packaging, so I don't have to deal with the wraps.
Yep.
Just
good solid cards. And then we have the card tray.
One more tray that comes out. Yeah.
Yep. And those cards you just pulled out actually go below that tray you just pulled out. So there's a spot in the box there. Yeah. There's slots for those.
Cool.
Oh, you got some masterworks there. The double-sided ones.
Oh, these guys?
Yep, those are your masterworks.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Look at that art.
So 8 different little masterworks that you can work
I wonder
towards.
what that looks like. I like that. Nondescript time machine shaped in the box.
It's hard to get away from that time machine look.
Well, it is recognizable. We know what it is, right?
Exactly.
And it comes in a nice box.
What's cool?
You can't put a DeLorean on everything. It just doesn't work. All right. So
TC, do you want to describe this card tray here? I know that a lot of work went into this tray as well.
Yeah, I love it. So here's the thing. So a lot of people like to sleeve cards. I am not one of them, but even though I'm not one of them, it's like you want to make sure that like people are happy about it. And game trays, oh my God, just specifically went out of their way to put grooves in the top of the actual lid. So I don't know if you can lift up the plastic lid. Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
You can see it's kind of angled at the top there.
Okay. Yeah.
You see where the ABC is? There's like an angle to the lid.
Right.
Like that's so that when you sleeve it, they stay in. It locks them in place. Yeah. So it's just barely raised a little bit so that it fits all those things with the thickest sleeves, and you can just lock it in place. So yeah, the utmost consideration for every type of gamer. Really, really cool. And I also love too the way that you slide cards out of there. When you're playing, you can just grab a card from the top.
Yeah.
And so you need to be able to put cards at the bottom as well. So being able to slide one out and then put one at the bottom. Yeah.
My goodness, it works.
It sounds so silly, but it's like amazingly helpful.
Yeah.
And those extra cards, Chris, those go in the tray on the right, the masterworks and the maladjustments there.
All right. And these masterworks are just gorgeous.
I love them.
And again, that tray on the right
excellent.
there, that tray on the right where Chris is putting these cards has room for sleeves. If you're using even those little small cards, those compulsion cards, that's why there's 2 wells there. So if you're sleeving, the extra will go into the other one there.
All right.
Yep.
So trying to take it all into consideration.
Yeah. And again, same thing with all these cards. They all have the individual drawings on them. And I'm going to leave you to all discover it, but there is definitely, yes, the time machine was fun. There's even some more fun in here too, as far as
every one of those sea experiments individually different.
Yep, and they're very cool. But I'll leave that for you to discover on your own. Oh wait, can I say that? Isn't that trademarked by somebody else now? But yeah, there's a good amount of cards here, so very cool. All right, and then we have these boxes, which we won't open because I don't think we should. But again, you went and you did the UV coating on the outside.
Yep. And I will also note a couple of things. There's a contents list on the back, so that if you are sorting things out afterwards and you need to know what goes in there, there's a contents list, and there are icons for that scenario on most of the components, so you can easily sort them back out from the base game components afterwards. And all the components in there are pre-punched. That's none of you don't have to sort through the punch board that you got on the top to put it into the box, like you're saying, Chris. So everything in the Cost of Disease is already in that box when you opened it. So there's no spoilers. There's nothing there that you have to do to set that up.
So cool. So when you're done playing, you can just basically put everything back in here, and then it's playable again. It's not like it's destructive or anything.
Exactly.
I like it. They're chunky too. Wow. This is impressive. I'm floored. I was gonna say if I were a backer, I am a backer. I am floored. It's backer Christmas is what this is, and this is. I'm blown away. I knew it was going to be good. I'm not gonna lie. I knew it was going to be good, but the attention to detail is just amazing. Right? Well done.
So I think this is just going to be an excellent game night for anybody, and it's like, hopefully for everybody that is a backer, thank you so much for doing it. But also this, just opening it up, maybe you could kind of get an idea of how much work and effort went into this, but just know that it's you're going to get the whole experience from this, from play testing for years with people from Unpub and from shout out to the game designers in North Carolina who stuck with me and just played this a bunch of times. And it's super cool. And so many people have touched this, and there's so many play testers listed in there. And it's just it's great to finally see this hitting the market. And you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy right now. I'm just going to assume that everyone gave it a 10, and I'm just never going to look at the reviews. I think we'll be good.
But thank you, everyone. Thank you both for walking me through. I tell you what, it's amazing to have both not only understanding some of the production fun and decisions that you guys made, but also what went into this, right? This is a labor of love. And I think that it shows in every piece that I touched today. So job well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it. We're going to let you go and get back to the rest of RecCon. And I'm going to spend the next minute and a half punching out this entire game because that's how long it's going to take me to finish up. Because, the job's done. I got to love it. Thanks for watching. Yeah. Thank you both for coming out. And we'll see you around. Be sure to check out the website. You can pre-order what copies we have made and shipped in. It's not going to be available in retail. So if you want it, head over to renegadegames.com and we'll hook you up there.